How's it going, everybody? Chris Cart's back through the mail. Monday, I've got 7 returns for you today. Our first coming to us from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Opening day this week on Thursday, unless you want to count Padres and Dodgers, which I don't. So Thursday is opening day. Very exciting week for us baseball fans. And we got Scott Leas here. You Twin fans know him. Is he on your wall of fame? I'm not sure, but he's in my mailbox. Scott Leas, of course, who could forget 1991 Game 2 of the World Series, tied 2-2 in the 8th inning off Tom Glavine. Game-winning home run. Of course, not game-winning because it was the 8th inning, but, you know, game-winning RBI if they still kept that statistic. Broke the tie there, 3-2. The Twins went on to win. Of course, they went on to beat the Braves in the World Series that year, so he's a World Series champion. I did not ask him to inscribe that for some reason. Had a few of his cards, had an extra one for him to keep, and he did not keep it. He kept it, or he signed it and sent it back. So, very nice return from Mr. Scott Leas. 9-year big league career, 6 of those with the Twinks, and of course 2 with KC, and 1 year with some other team I can't remember. There's his information. Awesome signer, Scott Leas. Nice way to start this week's Through the Mail Monday with a World Series champ. Let's move on to return number 2. Las Vegas, Nevada, our next return. Las Vegas, where I am right now, actually, for a few days with the wife. Hoping to catch some rays. Still kind of rainy in the Pacific Northwest. And we've got Mr. Raleigh Fingers on a 1978 Topps leading fireman card. Awesome. Already signed by the late, great Bill Campbell. Of course, Bill Campbell passed away in January of 2023 at the age of 74. Raleigh, 77 years old, still signing strong. $15 for a signature. $20 if you would like it inscribed with his Hall of Fame inscription. Of course, I did not need that inscription for the purpose of completing this card. I think it looks awesome. Glad to get this completed. And yes, I think that's the last Raleigh Fingers card I am going to send off to him. I think I am happy with all I have returned. Of course, I think I got him just a few weeks ago as well. So there's information. Still the pricing the same as I mentioned earlier. He was a leading fireman 4 times in his career. 3 of those times actually led the majors in saves. Bill Campbell was only a leading fireman in 1977. It's the only year he led the league in saves. Awesome to get this back. Raleigh Fingers, nice one. Let's move on to return number 3. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for our next return here. Could it be Larry Boa? Nope. I'm pretty sure I haven't sent Larry Boa in a while. I've got more Larry Boa cards signed than I care to admit. And we've got Mr. Green. That's with an E. That's Mr. Tommy Green. Beautiful signature. 8-year career, drafted in the first round, 14th overall by the Braves way back in 1985. Pitched a no-hitter on May 23rd, 1991, and that is inscribed right there on the 91 Topps card. I did ask him for the inscription. He doesn't normally inscribe it unless you ask, and then he, of course, inscribes it. So nice to get that inscribed. Always try to get a 91 card signed by him and have him inscribe it. I've got him before a few years ago. Nice to get him again. Bunch of cool cards to send off to him, so I said, why not? There's information. Very gracious signer. Yeah, 8-year career, 9-year career. Had a couple years for the Braves before pretty much finishing his career with the Phillies. He didn't get many starts between 94 and 99 when he left. I think 19 starts in that 5-year period. He had a lot of shoulder problems, and basically, his shoulder was basically crab meat during those years, and he was not very good. So, once again, career cut short due to injuries, but he was pretty good up until then. Nice return from Tommy Green, great signer. Let's move on to our 4th return of today. Pensacola, Florida, our next return. And we have my letter of request back. Of course, no questions here. This was prior to my question asking. And we've got Scott Holman. Scott Holman right there on an 84 Topps card, signed very nicely. I asked him to inscribe his debut date, and he actually added against the Pirates on there for me for my 84 Topps set. Very gracious, very nice of Scott Holman. Nice return from him. A couple of those 83 Donruss cards. Looks like a real estate card from maybe his daughter. And there you guys go. Scott Holman, who pitched in 1980, 1982, and 1983 for the Mets. Got into 43 games during that period. Didn't pitch that great. Of course, that was kind of a dark period of New York Mets baseball. Very nice to get this back, though, signed, including the 84 Topps card for the set. Not much to say about Scott Holman. His Wikipedia page literally has 1 or 2 sentences on it, and his baseball reference page is not much longer. There you guys go. Awesome to get this signed, and glad Scott Holman got to pitch in the bigs. Not many can say that. There's information, guys. Let's move on to return number 5. All right, friends, North Texas, Texas, our next return. Of course, I was in Texas a couple of weeks ago. I was not in North Texas, Texas. And we got a grip of cards in here from Mr. Ken Hill. Ken Hill signed there. I can get that completed with Dennis Cook. That will be great. Ken Hill, I sent him 8 cards and $25. That's right, my friends. 8 cards. He's got his debut date there on that Fleer card, and I'm going to have Dennis Cook sign it and ask for him for his debut date. That should be a pretty cool card once completed. Chris Cards, what are you going to do with 8 signed Ken Hill cards? I don't know yet. But you know what? $3 a piece he charges. I'm going to get my favorite card signed. And if I've got 8 favorite cards, I'm sending 8 favorite cards. And they came back looking great. Look at that elite card. Really nice cards. The gold leaf cards. Love those cards. Or gold rush cards. Sorry, not gold leaf. Maybe there's a gold leaf card in here. I don't know what it is. I love those cards. Every time I got those cards, I got to get them signed. So Score had a really pretty set. And I have a bunch of those gold rush cards. I even like the winners and the gold cards from 92 Tops as well. So Ken Hill signed 8 cards, $3 a piece. Gave him an extra $1 just for the heck of it. And he signed them all very nicely. Had a nice little 14-year career. Spent 5 of those years with the Cards, 4 with the Angels, and 3 with the Expos. He had his best year with the Expos in 1994, where he was an all-star. Tied with Greg Maddux for 16 wins that year. Finished second to Greg Maddux in the Cy Young Award balloting as well. Very good year for him. Had another 16-win season a few seasons later, but also had 10 losses that year. So a very nice return from Ken Hill. Pretty good player back in the day. And 8 cards signed, and they all look awesome. And look at them cards. How could I have these cards in my collection and know I can get them autographed and not get them autographed? So very happy, and I'm secretly happy that he charges a small amount so I can get a bunch signed and not feel guilty about it. So anyway, moving on. Louisville, Kentucky, our 6th return of this week's Through the Mail Monday. Just one more envelope to open after this, and I've got to open it the hard way because I can't tell where to rip it. I don't want to rip anything important in there. You watch Michael Myers' videos, he has this cool letter opener, and I would probably just end up jabbing my hand with that thing. Me, I just got to rip into these things like a savage and try not to destroy anything. Oh, that's why it was tough to get out. We have our questions answered, hopefully. I don't know why he would send it back if they weren't answered. So, got some questions sent back. Finally, almost got shit out of this video of some answered questions. And we've got Mr. Glendon Rush completed this card along with Mike Rumlinger. I think Mike was like $5 or something. But when I saw this card, and I know both been signed, I'm like, I got to get this card completed. And I did. It looks great. Glendon Rush had a nice little 12-year career as a starter. Spent 3 years with a few different teams. Spent 3 years with the Mets, Royals, and Cubs. Of course, I remember him as a Met. Remember him well. And put together a nice little career. Made some money. And answered some questions. Let's see what they are here. What do you think of the new rule changes in MLB? He says, pitch clock good. Who was your favorite teammate? He said Kevin Pillar, Ryan Dempster, Kerry Wood, and Todd Helton. How many autographs requests do you typically receive each week or month? He says 10 to 20. I should probably just put week so we know what they're referring to. Is there anything annoying about asking for autographs? He says, I enjoy signing. That's great to hear, guys. Hit him up. Do you still follow the game of baseball? Is there a team you root for? Yes, I watch everyone. And I didn't sign this one either. I try to sign the letters as if I wrote them, but anyways. Nice questions answered there from Mr. Glendon Rush. Enjoy signing, guys, so don't be shy. And there's information. Awesome return. And there's, of course, the card prior to him completing it. Of course, it looks completely empty, void of life. Now it's thriving, and it looks glorious. Glad to get it finished. Let's move on, guys, to our final return of the day. Greenville, South Carolina, our 7th and final return of this week's video. And we've got some answered questions. Once again, back-to-back answered questions to finish out this video. Some interesting responses on there, it appears. And we've got Dave Bristol. Dave Bristol, who is a career manager. Never played in the bigs, although he was a player manager at the age of 24 in the Reds farm system way back in 1957. Dave Bristol with a tiny little signature there. A little sloppy. That's okay. 90 years young. That's certainly understandable. I think I had a 1968 Topps manager card in here. I do not seem to see it at all. He must have forgotten it. I know a lot of people think these guys like steal our cards, but I think they're just a little scatterbrained at times. Maybe a senior moment, if you will, and I just think they end up somewhere on the desk or on the table, not near where my SASE is, and I just don't make it in the envelope. So that's all I could think of. Maybe somebody else got it, and they're like, oh, give me an extra card. It happens. Let's read these questions and see what he responded to. What do you think of the new rule changes in MLB? Is that an UG? UG-ite? I don't know what that is. Who was your favorite teammate? Not a fair question. All in caps. How many autograph requests do you receive in each week or month? We're not sure what he's referring to, either week or month. I need to fix that. But he just put down 10. We got a question mark for question 4, and number 5 was not answered whatsoever. And he stole my 1968 Topps card. So, Dave Bristol, 90 years young. When you're 90, you can do and say pretty much whatever you want and get away with it. So, there is the 1968 Topps card. I told you I sent that, and well, it is what it is. I got 2 back. I don't think it was malicious on his part. I think these people are a little bit more unorganized and sloppier than we think they are. So that is it for this week's Through the Mail Monday 7. Awesome returns, 2 answered questions. Hope you guys like this video. I'm not going to make this one 20 minutes like the last few, but 7 returns. That's a pretty good haul for this week. Ken Hill, out the ears, and of course, all sorts of other cool cards. Couple of dual cards signed and completed. Yes, Vegas. My wife's birthday is coming up in a few days, and she loves Vegas. We go to Vegas and we see some shows, and we usually go hiking out there in the Red Rocks and all that stuff. So we have a good time. I go out there shirtless because there's no one around that can see me and make fun of me. So I'm out there shirtless hiking with my wife out in super hot weather, and it's a blast. I love it. We got a flight, a Velo, flying out of Salem. So we're actually gonna, instead of having to go up to Portland and park our car up there for 4 or 5 days, we're actually, I don't know what we're going to do, actually. I think we might Uber it to the airport and just do that. But I'm pretty excited about just leaving from Salem. And the best part is coming home from vacation. And I'm going to be about, 15, 20 minutes from my house as soon as I land. So that's going to be a unique experience. A super cheap flight, too. Just a 2-hour flight from here to Vegas. So hard not to have a good time over there. I'll try to play some poker maybe if I can. But poker's dangerous because I'll do that till 4 in the morning, and that'll like totally kill my next day, and I'll be tired and miserable all day. So I need my sleep, so I should stay away from poker, or at least put on a very strict time limit and make sure I get out of there at the right time. But when you're stuck, or if it's going good, it's tough to leave the table. So we're gonna be at the Park MGM because it's a non-smoking casino. And we go to Vegas quite often, and the smoke, after a while, it gets old. Especially when you're like, your hotel room smells like it because you got 4 days worth of dirty clothing smelling like smoke on the floor, and it's just, it sucks. So it's nice to play in a casino that's non-smoking. So we're looking forward to that. So, and we're close to a lot of eateries and shops and stuff like that. So I can walk around, midnight or 1 in the morning if I'm just bored, and I don't want to go to bed yet because I'm in Vegas. I feel like I should be out doing something. So what I do is I just usually wander around for like an hour or 2, crossing bridges and walking through casinos and looking at stuff, and then I go back to bed, and I feel like I accomplished something. So I'm sure someone's been there before and does the same thing I do, or maybe not. Maybe I'm just unique that way. So anyway, last week I talked about the Austin trip and the movie and stuff. You guys know what else I did? Our hotel was literally, I could see this building from my hotel window. Right here, just a few miles from my hotel. No, not even a few miles. Like, it was 0.2 miles when I put it on my phone. And I looked out, and I looked on the map, and I tried to map it, and I'm like, wait a minute. And I looked out my window, and I saw it from my window. So, bonus points for anybody that can tell me what this building is from. All right? That's it. That's all I got. I'm not gonna do what I was gonna do. I'm gonna do the photo and I'll do all sorts of stuff, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna throw the photo up there. You guys tell me if you're my age, 45, 40s. We're all kind of in the ballpark. Some of us a little older, maybe some of us a little younger. But I think the demographic here is pretty much my age, maybe, and older. So you guys will hopefully recognize this. If not, that's okay. I'll tell you next week where it's from. But hopefully someone in the comments can guess what this photo represents to all us dudes that watched movies in the 90s and 2000s. And let me know what movie this is from in the comments. And that's it, my friends. Thanks for watching once again. Hopefully this is not 20 minutes. See ya.